Hello and welcome to West London and the Gfinity Arena. We are live in the Elite Series HQ for another dose of Counter-Strike competition. We kicked off last weekend with our first forays into Season 2 and the new single map format. All 8 of our professional franchises were in action on Saturday, and the report card is in, and those opening skirmishes, here are your Week 1 grades.
Good performance. Oh, they've gone for the jig. Incredible round there.
Obviously, they didn't start off as good as they could have been, but there are signs of life this season. I'd have to give them a D+.
So close!
Reason Gaming had the hardest test potentially of the whole season, playing versus Envious Academy. Did well, probably give them a C+ for effort.
Team Endpoint. They played well and they brought it through to beat Team Infused. That's why they're getting a B+.
Excel. They just need to find that consistent level ground, and I think you just got to give them A-star for trying.
Envious Academy, a much tighter, closer game than expected, so going to give them a B.
Infused. They weren't able to stop Endpoint's momentum, and that was the key. That's what lost them the game, a C-.
Stanley will find the killing blow.
Team Epsilon, I think they've just got the confidence, they've got the great teamwork already, so I think it's got to be A-star.
This man is inhuman!
Methods, there are signs that they are a powerhouse this season. I'd probably give them a B+.
Crucial gets the frag over an audacious play. That is so spectacular.
Generous grades or quite brutal grades? Who can tell? But in front of you right now is the schedule for today's action. We are going to be kick-starting Prophecy taking on Reason. And Prophecy and Reason have brought entirely new teams for Season 2 and both struggled in Week 1 but have a chance for redemption in our opening match today. We follow that with a classic UK battle. Endpoint and Excel had contrasting fortunes last weekend with a new Endpoint roster looking really tasty. Envy are the hot favourites for Season 2 but looked a little shaky in Week 1. They play Infused in Match 3, and we finish up with the two most impressive teams from last weekend. Defending champs Epsilon have a totally new roster but look very strong, and Method looking fantastic rhythm after a couple of key changes to their lineup. It should be a cracker. And talking of other crackers in this building, oh, these guys, when they go off, there is a surprise and a toy, and you get a hat as well. Jackie, I'm going to go for a handshake.
I know, usually the fist bump, but it's
no, do you know what? I thought it's nice to mix it up. Gentlemen, you're looking very dapper. New hairstyles going on today.
Just shorter, really, isn't it? Not really.
That is the general consensus style.
Yeah,
but what have we got to look forward to today? Which match stands out for you today?
Well, obviously the two English games, UK games, Endpoint versus Excel, definitely the one that stands out for me. But in terms of the maybe the grudge match, maybe Epsilon versus Method should be great.
Yeah, we know which way he voted there. You saw that slip. Jackie, what do you reckon for this?
I think we've got a few good games coming up today as we develop through. It looks to be a non-stop display of action all the way throughout. Excited to see Richard Lewis playing against, of course. Gecko, my favourite. He's a big play for me. Big
he
player.
is indeed. Now, looking at the standings at the moment, this is how things are sitting pretty at the moment. Method on the top. They had a disappointing Season 1. We expected more from them, but they look to be revamped, as I mentioned earlier. Prophecy, the strongest team holding up all the others there. That seems to be what's happening. But if they could get off to a flyer today against Reason, then back in the mix for later on.
So yeah, I mean, initially you're looking at the 4 teams that won last week and the 4 teams that lost. Obviously, if you get over 10 rounds in the game, you will get 1 point. That's why you see Infused, Reason, and Excel still having 1 point even though they lost. So just want to clarify that real quick.
Now, sorry for the delay on Dust, but we got to talk about it. Let's talk about it, yeah? Dust 2. What is this all about? Come on, tell me, Jackie.
Well, another one bites the dust, Tom. It's the old saying as we work our way through.
Yeah.
But it's a good map, obviously. It's kind of the classic sort of UK stomping grounds, really. Everyone knew how to play Dust 2. You'd go to every LAN, wherever you were. You get a couple of games on Dust 2 in groups. You'd always sort of pug it out. It's a fun, puggy map. Not as much strategy because everyone's done everything that could ever be done on it.
If you remember as well, I'm sure you remember this, Jack, the Easy Skins versus Renegades, of course, the one UK win that we can look to was, of course, on Dust 2. And since then, it's all gone very south.
So it's taken away and redesigned. I mean,
facelifted, yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Is that what we're calling it? A little bit of Botox, a little lift.
Look the same, but, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, essentially.
What I do for Snods' career.
Just a little lifts him up. Obviously not for free.
What I love there was it was like cupping action, which, you know, fair play. Fair play. So what do you think of Dust 2?
The map itself, well, I mentioned you mean the new one. Well, who knows? Obviously, the last Dust 2 was great for AWPers, the long-range angles, the fact you had the middle control as well, which you can really lock down with the AWP. Question is, for me, how many changes are they going to implement? And, you know, the old mid to B, well, don't know if you, Jack, mate. The old mid to B splits, the old B rushes and whatnot, depends on how they've changed the initial generic things about Dust 2.
Yeah. And how will it affect the pool of maps that we've got on offer here today? Because it's one map, it's do or die.
Obviously, that's the thing with the active map pool being in play. The fact we might see one of those maps now being taken out of rotation. Where's the logical next step, right? We've seen all these maps go through their processes. There's a lot of debate on if we're going to see Mirage actually finally sort of take a brief period out of play, because it's the only one that hasn't really had a big update in a long period of time, apart from Cobblestone and Overpass. So it's an interesting debate there on what is going to be now getting reworked to provide a little bit more life, a big re-injection to sort of the strategy in CS.
Touch on that point real quick as well.
You touch away.
So in terms of what hasn't been adjusted so far in the years past, prior, sorry, it's definitely Mirage. Jack's right there. But in terms of the play and which teams or the maps that the teams are getting bored of playing, is more like Cache, Cobblestone, pretty one-dimensional maps. So the question for Valve is, do you give a facelift to the map that needs it for the longest time, or do you give it the one that actually, in terms of competitive play, does actually need it?
Yeah, indeed. Well, gentlemen, looking forward to this. It's set to be a beautiful day. Now my co-host is backstage, Lottie, and what do you think about Dust 2?
Oh, sorry, Tom, I'm just getting carried away here with Dust 2. New updated map. And I'm also here with Team XL player Windansky. Now, this map has now been updated, less old, bit more of a new vamp for it as well, and a bit more accessible for strategy play as well. What are we thinking about the removal of boxes?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's, to be honest with you, there's not much that's changed really. Like, it's just like reskin really. But they've removed the next skyboxes from short A and long A. So you can do a lot more executes, and it's a lot easier to do actual strats. Whereas in the last one, it wasn't as easy.
Would you say this is one of your favourite maps?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite maps. Best map. You think about CS, you think about Dust 2.
And we're also doing a poll at the moment on Twitter, which is also voting for which map you would replace with Dust 2. So go to @Gfinity, #EliteSeries, and vote for which one you would replace. Windansky, which one would you replace, hun?
Cobble.
Cobble from Windansky. Back to you, Tom.
Right then, our first match today brings together an all-Bulgarian Prophecy side and the all-Danish Reason side, both new to the Elite Series for Season 2. Both lost in Week 1, but both will be desperate to settle their Elite Series nerves with a win today. Now, here we go, SEO. What do you think and what do you make of this Prophecy lineup? They're just behind us at the moment, just sorting out their setups and everything. And I like a little minion character there from the Bulgarian man in the middle with a Bulgarian flag. So it feels like a Euro contest more than anything at the moment.
Yeah, a bit like Eurovision. We've got a lot of nationalities here this time, haven't we?
Yeah.
So,
well, I like that, SEO. You sound as if that's a negative thing, but we can see exciting play. What do we know about this Prophecy side then?
Yeah, obviously last week was a bit of a, I would say, underwhelming performance. Like, they could have easily lost 16-3. I gave them a D+, which I think you felt was a bit harsh, but I felt it was deserved. I hope they show me something different this week, is the main thing. They have the potential, just want to see it.
Yeah, and taking on that Reason side, I mean, who's the key man to pick up for this Prophecy side today?
I picked out NK last week, and he was top of the scoreboard, but it wasn't anything like special. It wasn't like a star player performance. It looks like he's the better player. Like on his average performance, he'll be top. So ideally, it'd be him.
Okay, well that lineup, as it looks today, no changes, I don't believe. So it's the same lineup. Same as last week, and a solid beard right in the middle there, just to enjoy that. Solid work there. SJ, would you ever don the beard? You're trying at the moment. I like it.
No, never.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, there's a man over there who has got enough hair for everybody in this whole arena. He is, of course, Harold, and he is with Reason at the moment. I'll take a little walk over to you, Harold. Why not? We get to meet each other, and you've got a notepad as well for this week. Very exciting stuff. Well. And now I've got to ask, what can we see from this Reason team right now? I'll walk round, I'll get a look at the players. They look very excited about this, the Danish team. What do we need to know about them, Harold?
Well, last week we didn't see a huge amount, unfortunately, because they had one of the toughest games they're going to have, which was Team Envious, of course. But going into this week, I think they're going to have much more of an opportunity to show what they can do. I'd say the skill is a lot more evenly matched, and considering how well they played last week versus Envious, I think this should be a great opportunity for them to really show what they can do.
Indeed, and both of these teams lost on Train last week. Now, Reason lost 16-12 to Envy. If you had to choose a team that could win here, see what I was doing there because of the trains.
It's a train. It's the sound of train maze.
You don't like that?
There's no moving trains on the map Train, but on Overpass there is. So
thank you.
Bear that in mind. If I was to predict a team, I would not say it in front of this one. Prophecy.
Okay, wowzers. Okay, it is a prophecy against Reason today. Bulgaria against Denmark in a truly European Gfinity arena. There is no Article 50 today, but you know what? It is going to be a juicy little contest, and we will have a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the match underway.
An IGL is the in-game leader in the team. He prepares strats and makes the calls during the game.
Most of the stuff you do, like pretty much no one sees it. Managing your players, getting new setups.
Micromanage the team, prepare what maps we're playing, and I'll make all the decisions in-game.
An IGL brings a calm to the team so they don't feel stressed, and making sure we're doing the right things at the right time.
It's kind of split-second decisions, so you don't get much time to react, so it's pretty tough.
You definitely need to be calm, got to keep morale high.
You need a good tactical side, but you still need to be a good leader to make your team believe in the tactics you're gonna do.
You need to have the ability to kind of adapt instantly, and if you don't, it's kind of the difference between winning or losing the round or the game.
You need to have authority and not be scared to tell people what to do.
Don't get too pumped up like some people, or get heated. I like to try and stay cool.
People respect me within the UK scene, so when we do get new players, they respect me.
A lot of in-game leaders are quite aggressive, but I try and be calm all the time.
I think I'm bringing a really good leadership, so the guys are confident in my leading, and they really believe that we can win.
In-game leader brings organisation. There's not many teams who can be the best or most consistent without an in-game leader.
An IGL is critical to the team. I don't think a team works without one.
The IGL, the leader, the decision maker, El Capitan, if you will. I pretty much play the IGL role here, but that's what it all means in the CS. It is the Elite Series Week 2 here in the Gfinity Arena, and Prophecy and Reason will be looking to their IGLs to help with the vital map selections, which will decide the forum for today's encounter. Csgo and Herald, it's a very exciting, and a quick reminder for people at home, there are 7 active maps to choose from, but we will be playing only one. Now, how do you find this new format to the Elite Series?
I personally think it's a bit better, to be honest. It brings about a bit more, RNG technically. Like, you might see a bit of a random situation, but it means we can't have a 1-1, which, I did like sitting on the fence in Season 1.
You did enjoy the sitting on a fence.
So I'm glad I don't have to now.
Yeah, and it is very much a do or die. They have to come out, all guns blazing, really up for it. I mean, this won't help teams like XL, who start predominantly quite slowly and build into the match, don't they? Don't they? And as a sort of question.
Yeah, it means you have to start going straight away. You don't have any opportunity to warm up. You have to get straight into the game, and that makes it way more exciting. Everyone's a little bit more on edge. Everyone's more under pressure.
So, gentlemen, I mean, the IGL as well. I mean, we heard from Jacob, Imi, Nilzino, and Jay-Z Walkins. He's got 99 problems, but whether it will be his IGL in-game leadership today, how vital is that role? I mean, from when you were playing SEO?
I mean, you always have to have quite a strong IGL, both tactically and as an actual player as well.
Physically strong, so they can beat you if you don't do it right.
Okay,
I suppose if that could be applied if you're that kind of person, I suppose. But you need to be able tactically and available, also be able to actually shoot properly. So it's not really worth having someone who can IGL really, really well, like world class, but they get 3 kills in a game. Like, it's just not worth having a lot of the time. It's, you may as well be playing 4v5 with somebody sat behind you telling you what to do.
Yeah.
So it's a big role, very important, and it's something we actually lack in the UK. Like, we don't have many prominent IGLs.
Yeah, of course. So of this, we've got the picks that are going to start coming through. Who will Prophecy want to be avoiding, and who will Reason?
It's quite clearly a nation battle here. He's wearing the Bulgarian flag.
It is indeed. That is, of course, you've got Rocking wearing that Bulgarian flag with style and with intent on his face. They want to get that first win, don't they?
Yeah, and as well as that, they need their first point.
Of course
they were the only team that didn't pick up a point last week.
So to get that point, they need to make sure they get 10 rounds in whatever map we get to. What will Reason been trying to do? They're kind of an unknown quantity, this Danish side, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose the main thing is both teams last week vetoed Cash and Inferno. So we can assume that they might be mind gaming that ban itself. So obviously Reason, they're not a part of this trickery. They're just getting rid of Inferno straight off the bat. Nuke ban, sadly we're not going to see that.
Yeah, what?
You do love Nuke.
Well, I do love it. I've only seen it a couple of times. Ever. Cobble's gone as well.
Cobble gone. And we're actually going straight to train. So both teams played it last week.
Lost it.
Yeah.
They've obviously been practicing.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you're taking on a team that lost as well, so someone has to lose this.
Maybe they're feeling confident. It depends how much they've actually set up before the games last week. Like, if they have certain defaults, CT setups, that kind of thing, you can watch that game and be like, OK, they do this, this, this. We can counter that quite easily. However, some of the like Prophecy, for example, we pretty much only saw their T side show up very well. Like the CT side, they were on eco for pretty much half the entire first half. So it's not really, I don't think there's much to look after. Whereas Reason, we saw a good 2 halves out of them.
Yeah, it must be difficult for once that pick's been made and you know that map, and as the IGL, you go back and tell your other teammates, we're playing this. Could they have found that, let's say they wanted to play Cash Herald, and now they've got told train. Will we see them sort of drop a little bit, or will they kind of go out and they go, we have to play this map?
They'll be ready to play whatever map they have to play. They'll play it well. Now, the thing is, you've got 2 sides to this. So last week, we saw Reason play very well against Envious. They just weren't able to close it out. They didn't have just enough of the skill gap, really, to close out the game. But traditionally, Bulgarians like to play train. We see a lot of train from the Bulgarian teams, and this is 2 of the top Bulgarian teams merged together. So this could actually work quite nicely in their favour. Of course, it does mean there's a lot more to read into for the Reason side, whereas Prophecy can't look at Reason and say, you know, we can look at all of this. There's nothing really to look at except last week. So interesting that if they've put their preparation in, this should favour, really, Reason.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Harold, SEO, I take on board what you said, but I also want to get my co-host Lottie, who's up there in the heat of the battle, to find out whether there was any reaction to the map train that we'll see in a second.
Thank you, Tom. There certainly was a reaction here from these guys behind me. Prophecy have been going off. I mean, especially Zek. He's literally been giving me gun shows. He's been giving me dance moves. He's been screaming, singing. So despite them losing to On Train last week and also Reason, these guys are ready to play. They are ready to take on Reason. Reason a little bit more quiet, so maybe they're dreading it a little bit more. But Prophecy, they are hot stuff. They are ready, Tom. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Thank you very much, Lottie. Exciting stuff there. I'm going to ask the question to these 2 lovely gentlemen next to me. SEO, what do you reckon for this? Who's going to win this? Is it going to be Prophecy, or is it going to be the mighty Reason, the Danes?
I have a couple of reasons to go for Reason, but I think the Prophecy is going to come true and Prophecy will get their first point of the season.
I agree.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Prophecy.
OK, perfect. Right, I'm going to take a little walk over here. I'll leave those 2 gentlemen. Here we go. I'm going to head back over here. What do we reckon? We can obviously do.
We can go back fisting.
Thank you. That is what we have done. Beautiful. Gentlemen, what do you reckon for this? Prophecy or Reason, and your reasons why you feel that Prophecy will come to... no more puns.
I'm actually opting for Reason Gaming just because, obviously, they both lost on train last week, but I still feel like Reason put up a better fight.
OK. And yourself, Jackie?
I think Prophecy are going to do it. I think they've been looking good. Zek seems very happy, very hyped. He's quite lively, so I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, and of course, we're now seeing mascots being brought in front. That little minion. I'm not particularly sure which... Is it Stan? Is it Stan, that one?
Mate, I haven't got a clue.
OK, fair enough. Well,
I'm not up to date with my minion lore.
But I'm just saying, what I'll do is I'll definitely have a little search engine of that online and make sure I know what's happening.
Tom, if that's what you need to do, we're here.
Well, I want to make sure you know that we're on it. But Train, both of these teams lost last week on Train. Will that play on their mind, or do they know that someone's got to go?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both things, right? They're coming into it, they know it's a map that both of them feel very comfortable on. They had some horrific results how they played last time, right? There was a lot of good potential, but it didn't really come into fruition until very late into the game. That was the sour fact. Going into this sort of matchup, though, where it's a very easy playing field for both of them, I feel like we're going to see the best of both worlds. So it'll be high-octane matches. If Prophecy played like they did last week towards the end as well, there is a lot of potential for them. It's just getting them into that mindset early. And right now, they seem quite loud. They don't seem as shaky being in a big stage. They seem like they sort of got used to it.
Oh, perfect. Well, listen, gentlemen, I'll leave it with you. This is Train. It's match up 1 of week 2.
Yeah, so just to agree with your point there about Prophecy, that was one of the issues, right? It's their first week. How comfortable are they actually going to be going into their first game? And you saw the real slow burner, the slow start they had initially on Train. The question is right now, can Reason Gaming also do a similar for they had last week as well? They had a, 8-2 lead, I believe it was. I can't remember which team it was. It was one of the UK teams, but I can't actually remember. I think it was Excel. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Oh, no, it wasn't, but regardless, right? They had the 8-2 lead. At least they're in the lead for some portion of that game.
Yeah, it's true. There was a lot that was going through that. You could see how close that matchup was depending on little mistakes here and there, just small bits with utility. In terms of why they did actually impress me was the aggressive rounds, Nods. When they played for confidence, when they played sort of with their hearts in their sleeves, they weren't that in their heads and worried. That's when they played high quality CS on Prophecy. But for Reason, they did seem to have a little bit of a strategic advantage. They had the strategy behind them and a little bit of tactical backing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw on the T sides, it looked strong. Early portions of the CT sides were good as well. Question is, though, can Reason keep forward that momentum they had from the first week? Yes, they lost, but at least they got 1 point for getting over 10 rounds. If you remember, mentioned before in the preface before this game, if you get over 10 rounds, you get 1 point. If you win the map, you get 3. So Prophecy being the only team last week that didn't actually get any points at all, right at the bottom of the scoreboard at 0.
And that's the thing, that's going to come back to bite them a little bit as well. Not being able to get those bonus points, obviously leaving them at the bottom of the scoreboard. But this week, things have been a little bit better for them. Obviously, in the other games that have been going on throughout the Elite Series, they have been able to pick up a win. If they get a win here as well, they're going to get that additional point for the franchise. So it's a lot on the line for them. They want to try and come in hard, reset themselves not only in CS, but throughout the entire Elite Series the whole way through.
Also represent Bulgaria as well. You saw them doing the vetoes, obviously. Very prestigious players representing their home country. Same goes for Reason game as well. A full Danish lineup, so it's not too common in the Elite Series where we saw full Danish lineup versus, well, we saw no Bulgarians in the last series, did we? We had Arch, obviously, from Ukraine and whatnot, Quicks from Sweden and so forth, but nevertheless, we are going into this one now. It's going to be the pistol, Prophecy starting the T side as we go into round number 1.
So we'll be diving straight into the action. Let's see how this one is going to go down, Snods. It could be a massive opening pistol as well. Reason going to be starting off on that CT side. Prophecy will be a T's.
The question is, right, what is going to be the strategy going to this first pistol here? Already some aggression towards B, but they're not really going to go heavy for it just yet. You can see you have Rockin waiting for some alley aggression. We saw the exact same pistol come up from Envious last week where we saw kills from Lambert here. I believe it was 1 or 2. The idea is you make noise towards B and you force the CTs to try and get some counter information and counter map control.
An early face comes through from NK here as he wants to try and spy a little bit of information. We'll give his position away as he fires off a warning shot though.
Bomb towards Pop Dog. Most likely going to be an A split here. Actually, no. So you can see Zek and Rocking leaving alley. So they're going towards team main. Jack will actually be joining their ranks towards the B side. So no longer going to be split towards A. Instead, it will be the play towards B. They have a smoke there onto Gecko, so they can smoke down lower, flash out as well. The question is, are they going to be able to get towards the backline trains and have control of the B side?
Smokes go down as they want to set themselves up and try and go for this burst style play. KS forced to try and rotate back round and have more of an advantageous position to find these shots. The early kill will come through though, but it's going in the favor of Prophecy. Mink with a double as he pops heads off. Basso will try and trade back, gets one, tries to get the second, but he's getting tagged down from all angles. Snods, he's panicking.
2 versus 3 here. Basso has low HP as well. We saw some crazy players from last week, but will he be able to mount something even greater? Haste now turns into the 2 versus 2, but Basso is still low. There's no kit, but the smoke is picked up.
Yeah, that bomb's been down for a while as well. It's ticking away. They grab the kit. This is a huge play though from NK. He's in a prime time angle to do damage. Finds the headshot on Basso. The smoke has been laid down. Haste is going to tap on it, but Gecko finds the shot. There's the opening pistol. Prophecy grab the first round and set themselves up for the following 2.
Last week versus Method, Prophecy went, I believe it was a 12-3 half. At some point it was 15-3. Eventually they lost the game 16-9, so on the T side they were able to get rounds. The problem was they had such a weak CT side, so the fact they won their T pistol here in week number 2 should be crucial going into the latter portions of this map. Anyway, the Reason Gaming had 2 towards the B side, but it wasn't enough there to hold the aggression for the Bulgarians already.
Oh, Mink once again trying to further this dominant opener that he's had. A nice little spray down, comes out with the AK, ready for more as well. Everyone is just facing these CTs, unable to do too much with the quasi why they did reinvest into it, as they had to try and force up to at least amount to something. KS towards Pop as well. Seems like he wants to try and make a bit of a play off the back of the flashbang. Gecko should have easy pickings.
5 players still alive for Prophecy.
Ooh, hello.
Gecko as well with Wallbang KS. And Basso and KS, right? The 2 real stars we saw last week from Reason Gaming. Obviously, Basso having 2 crazy clutches, if you remember the 1 versus 2, the 1 versus 3 as well, he had towards that B side. Anyway, the Prophecy having 5 players alive so far. Basso trying to save his Deagle and armor. Good for Prophecy right now, being able to establish some good economy going to the buy rounds here. Obviously, if they can replicate what they've just done there and have 5 players alive once again and get more kills than those Mac 10s and SMGs. That's 3 kills now to the Mac 10. That's 1.8k straight into their bank. So can they establish some more money going into the first buy round and have themselves a buffer in case they do lose the buy rounds? How are they going to play the rounds as well? We kept mentioning how the Bulgarian side, they like to play the fast, high octane style of CS, right? They get in your face, they're fast out team in, they're flashing for each other. Earlier into the round is where they have their impact. We saw them play rather slow last week and I was scared.
It's true. Normally you expect to see them run into the site, windmilling, just taking everyone, hitting them with the blows, the left and the rights. But they were training very slow, strategic style of CS. Didn't really suit them, but this time around looking a whole lot better. Zek as well, immediately displaying that as he wants to sprint straight into that B-bomb site. Mint comes in with the opening headshot with the AK-47, a follow-up frag there as well. Zek, from miles away, obliterates the cranium of KS. There's an abundance of cash he's made off the Mach 10 as well.
And there you have it. Basso last alive. Now we'll get one onto Gecko, but eventually NK will finish him off. Cause for concern here now from Reason Gaming. Obviously, they force spawn in the second round. Minute can still afford the AWP, but no Kevlar. Obviously, with the recent changes to that, the aim punch and whatnot, the AWP is now viable with or without armor. Are they going to keep 4 of these 2 SMGs onto Rocket and Zek? And if so, how are they going to play it? Are we going to see the style we're expected to see last week, where they play hard and fast? Or are they going to play rather timid here and play a slow default, but already 3 players rushing towards teammate?
The face from Matt coming out. The previous rounds, he's had such an easy time of just finding entries with this AK-47, but now he's up against armed players. They have their arsenal on display, and they're finding kills with it as well. Manette and Haste come out huge. Tested jumps into effect as well as Manette gets shut down. It's NK and Rocking that attempt to retaliate. They get left in the 2 versus 3 snods.
They know exactly where Basso is if they can find that kill. And now starting to the 2 versus 2, these things are equal.
Oh, Manette, he wants none of this. Strikes with the AWP, it's all up to Rocking. He's had 2 frags ready into the round. He has an M4. He needs to try and reposition. The bomb's down in an incredibly awkward location, though. 1 minute and 10 left on the clock, essentially, at this point.
He showed presence towards Ali. KS, the question is, did he hear those footsteps? As he's holding the ankle.
We'll try and take him down. He has the angle covered. Oh, he strikes first, but Rocking will retaliate and find the headshot.
He's 4 HP. Does Minute know this? Will he have the AWP in hand or his USP? And actually still has the AWP. He has no Kevlar, so he is susceptible right now to Rockin'. Has the 3 kill right now, gotta go for the quad kill. He's still waiting, expects the push to come in from Manette. Oh, they don't know the bomb's towards Red Train.
If they haven't spotted the bomb, they're so starved for information into this round, they won't actually know his location and could be debating whether or not he is still coming towards the A bomb site. As time ticks down as well, this is going to play massively in the favor of Rocking Snods.
Timing could be so not in his favor. Looks away just as the wrong time there. Reason Game will claim the first buy round and go 1-3, but it was a costly round. Only 1 player surviving there with the AWP. And of course, Prophecy having 3 rounds already and having 2 very strong anti-ecos means their money is, no pun intended, rocking.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good overall. Obviously, the AKs are on display. You've still got the AWP coming out as well. The AWP on Zek. This is what I want to see. I want to see what he's going to be able to do with this. We're going to see a very aggressive opener coming out, where he's going to try and situate towards. We've seen a couple of flashy picks come out in the past from him, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see those early entries.
AWP towards Bilo from Manette. Still hasn't bought Kevlar just yet. Instead, though, it's going to be early progression once again towards outside from the Bulgarians.
That was swift from Tess, though. He knew there could have been a play going down towards the A bomb site there. Manette once again wanted to try and push through both smokes and get into a good position. Tess just shuts him down. Has the elevated angle in play as well now.
You can see the change in defense as well from Reason Gaming. They're now playing closer towards team main, closer towards Pop Dog. They're getting aggressive now on their CT side, and already a second kill there for Tessus.
Doing a great amount of damage. That's that AWP out of commission already. They're going to have to try and recover that if they want to continue on with it. Rockin' actually forced to push out on his lonesome. He's getting spammed down. They've spotted out his feet, and they're trying to blow off his ankles.
Also spotted the bomb as well towards Olof. But still, Prophecy hesitant to make the play. They tried to go so fast once again towards outside and nearly had success in the last round. But this time you can see Tessa steps up and denies any early aggression here from the Bulgarians, actually. And there's 50 seconds left on the clock. Bomb towards Whitehorse is looking likely this is going towards the B side. Reason Gaming having 2 players here. KS with the SMG, and of course Manette with the AWP, the weapon you want in this scenario. But then again, Rocking and Gecko, they have the smokes. They can smoke down lower. And actually, they can do the one-way towards lower ramp and hold towards connected. The question is Manette ready for that? And are they going to throw that smoke?
Well, let's wait and see. If they can find the kill onto Manette, there might be more as the story will develop. The flashbang from NK, going to try and pop flash through the smoke and go for the aggressive face. Can he get that kill, though? It rides heavily on him, and he goes down. The UMP spam works in the favor of Reason. KS as well find the frag back towards Gecko. And they might have had a huge buffer of cash, but they're burning through it as they cannot find a round win now.
Reason Gaming have found the answer here to the outside rushes from Prophecy. What's the counterplay to this now? Do they slow things down? Do they try and use an AWP to try and pick up that early kill? Or do they try and find where Tessus is playing close? Is he outside Pop Dog? Is he towards Electric? Is he on top of one of the trains or towards Sandwich? How are they going to play it now? They can still buy again. Gecko this time, the Mac 10. Actually, you can see all 5 players right now from the side of Reason have head armor, so that Mac 10 isn't really as valuable as it sometimes can be on these buy rounds, in case the CT side don't buy head up.
Oh, Csgo with a little pop flash. Wanted to try and make his way down, but he is going to falter a little bit there. Just fall back for the meantime as they just hold this slow default, seeing if Reason might get a little bit overconfident, try and push him for any information plays. Prophecy just waiting. They're keeping their guard up.
Yeah, if they want to go for a rush as well, or group together, go for a burst play, you can just lead this Mac 10. Obviously, jumping, spraying, running and spraying. Definitely something viable with that weapon. But of course, you can try and trade off of that. Nevertheless, though, here, control of Ali from Prophecy. And it's looking likely they're going to go for the A split here through Popdog, through Team Main, and of course, Ali as well. Let's see if Reason Gamer can hold this one off again.
Molotov goes down. They're still just trying to burn through time. And quite late into the round now, 50 seconds remaining. They still have a little bit of utility to aid them as well. The push comes through, they spot out the barrel, and Rocking will fall.
Then as well, the angle towards Popdog. They're not just yet. There's no smoke as well to allow them to cross. The flashbang's good though.
There's a little tag on towards Basso. Minette waiting to try and peek out with the AWP. It's a tight angle. He couldn't quite hit it, but luckily enough, Basso and Tessa can do damage as they reign supreme, ripping through everyone in front of them. It's all on Minette. He's only going to get one, and he will fall.
Worrying signs now for Prophecy. They've tried rushing outside. They've tried it twice, actually. They've gone for a slow default now. They've had one towards Popdog, one towards B, one towards Ali. They've taken control of Ali with one player. The problem is, still Reason Gaming getting that first kill. And now, after Prophecy had so much money in the bank, finally they're going to be forced to go for an eco. Notice a Kevlar right now, just upgraded pistols and a few flashbangs and smoke and grenades here and there. Let's see, are they going to use those smokes to fake outside and try plant B? Actually, no, it seems like the bomb is going to Popdog. It's going to be the A split once again.
Smoke's coming over. Everything used early on as they want to try and block off all the lines of sight by bomb trains. They can just run straight in, charge through. They are getting sniped down. Minette going to find one kill, ready for more. The bomb plant at least will go in their favor, it seems. So they get the additional money bonus. It's some kind of silver lining here, as the push from Gecko could be interesting as well if they don't spot him out. Somehow he's run straight past everyone that was going for the boost. KS with that kill there. Rocking as well, going to lose his face, and so does Mink.
MK now last alive. Obviously, in hindsight, wanted to come behind, try to have a flank here and try and get 1 or 2 kills from behind. But you can see, Prophecy unable to get 1 kill across the board. But the bomb was planted, Jack, so we all know what that means. Extra $800 across the board for the T side. Extra cash, extra utility, potentially even AWP and armor now as well for Zek if he wants to bring it out. And if he does, how is he going to stylistically play up? Is he going to take the AWP towards Ali, try hold for the peak from Minette? We know Minette's been playing towards Connector and towards the default site, holding towards Popdog and holding towards Team Main. You can try to take it up towards the B site, go for the lower pick, peek behind Grey Train. Instead, though, he will just hold for the face, see if anyone's going to cross towards Green Train.
Minette charging around, scoped in, holding the angle, want to see if they are going to push towards him. Zek actually does find the early opener as well, so this is good. Prophecy. His first few rounds where they've been able to get the early kill in their favor, but Zek repositioning, ready to try and pop towards Ivy, will fall. Rocking as well. If he faces towards this without any support, could also receive the same treatment. Oh. Minette seems aware of this. Dubious, trying to force the face as well as the Molotov will go in. And that's the second kill there for Minette.
Once again, early kills and exchanges going in favor of Reason Gaming on their CT side. Hayes tries to get flashed into Popdog, but eventually will be met with no resistance. And now they have control of Ali and Popdog. They know exactly what's going on. Prophecy forced now to end towards this B site. Gecko trying to walk out heaven, potentially try to take a 1 versus 1 duel, try and make it a 3 versus 3 and give chance here to Prophecy.
Smoke's going to go down. KS, he's just waiting on the receiving end of that smoke as this group play comes into effect.
That smoke isn't the one-way smoke though, so you can't see Ming here really exploit it. Anyway, the KS was to Gray now behind sight, holding for the eventual assault towards his B side. 30 seconds left, and here it comes.
Smoke wall fades, scoped in. I'm trying to see if he can pop anyone away as the push will come through. KS strikes first though, eliminates Gecko. Tries to reposition as well, but swings wide, takes the peak and shuts down NK. This has been a huge individual display. Ace from the rear. And that's another round for Reason.
5-3 now, 5 on the trot as well for the Danish side. Also, these are the buy rounds as well. All of them won so far from the side of Reason Gaming. Prophecy. Now another buy into this one, round number 9. What's it going to be? 4 AKs in the Galil. They're onto Zek. No AWP for him this time. What is the call here going to be for Prophecy? Already 2 going towards B halls, 2 towards outside team main line at the smokes as well. This could be a simple pop and team main split. You smoke off, you do the wall of smokes, you get the bomb down, you play after plant. On the eco, they got the bomb down, but obviously they didn't have the firepower to hold it. Let's see if the AKs are the difference makers.
Ooh, nades coming straight through. Ooh, kill coming in as well from Mink. That's huge, but Basso and KS going to retaliate Snars with these rifles. Basso, as he's gliding through the air, nearly a 4th coming into effect before Rockin could ever so slightly take him down. Czech has the angle covered. Spots out Test. It's a 2 versus 2. It's all to play for still, but the bomb's down an awkward location.
Manette now boosted towards Connector, can see over the smoke. Actually, will drop eventually, and now goes back in towards Connector. The bomb retrievable, especially now as Manette has done the smoke. Reason Gamer, you can see they're grouping together. They want to stay as a unit, as a 2. They will be rotating back now towards CT spawn and eventually backlines and alley. We'll probably expect the 2-man full rotation towards CT.
And more so to that effect as well. Where are Prophecy going to play this one from? These afterplants now coming out, we can see they are actually going to try and take this matchup. Czech just waiting, focusing towards A2, seeing if anyone is going to come around. They have a Taddy utility left. That's the first pop flash going out to try and allow him to reposition even further. Manette going to walk over, tap the bomb, wants to try and force the face. The peak will come through. It's a bit of a spray. No one goes down just yet. There's no trade. Czech just toying with them. They're focusing so heavily towards him. Oh, they do tap on the bomb, but Rocking will find that frag. Manette as well. Dazed confused, jumps straight on it. He's just going to try and get away with the full commit on the defuse. Oh, so close. But he will get taken down.
Must have been a second away there from Reason Gaming, claiming yet another round. Instead, though, 5-4. Finally, the Bulgarians have found success. Smokes towards outside, even though a great boost came out from Basso here to get those 2 kills towards Electric. And of course, the sights, that wasn't enough there. Well played 2 versus 2 from Prophecy. You see how they played it. They didn't really get too aggressive. They didn't overface. Didn't play for the kills. They played for the time. And the time is what won them the round.
Early charge through as well, and they have to push out through the fire and flames, though a lot of damage done by that Molotov. That was a nice play from Reason early on. Minky's been showing that he definitely can get these entries in the past, but Czech fancies one this time around. He will pop the head off a test, as they have a little bit of leeway to try and slow this round down, but the kills are still coming. Manette doesn't fall to Czech, finds that frag and leaves them in a 3 versus 4, making a 3v3 though as Basso. He always gets into the backline and dismantles the players of Prophecy.
Man advantage now for the CT side. Mink still towards the side. The smoke will fade, but eventually will be taken down from the rear. And this is going to be the reset for Prophecy. What's their money going to be looking like now? As now it is, all in all, backs against the ropes here for the Bulgarians. Can they eco this one, bind to the next? Are they going to give the full force here, risk it all? Of course, now it is 6-4. Reason Gaming should win versus... Okay, so there's not actually going to be the full force, but it's going to be an eco coming out from Prophecy. Obviously, the bomb was planted, so it's extra cash for them. Likely scenario here for Reason Gaming to get to 7-4, 3-1 advantage on their CT side after losing the pistol as well, Jack. So far, so very good here from the Danes.
Yeah, it's been incredibly nicely played, and that's the thing. The only round that they actually lose out was in a close clutch situation. They've been looking dominant. Basso's had a lot of effect in those rounds as well. He's been able to get at least 2 kills on the entry towards that A site.
Shows confidence as well, going through the smokes both times, getting both kills. Minute there, the entry, but of course, versus the eco. No Kevlar bought for the side of Prophecy just yet. Just some Deagles here, upgraded pistols across the board. Trying to boost over the smoke, see if they can see on top of the trains here. Oh, they need to put the head onto Manette, but apart from that, Reason Gaming still solid here on their defense.
Yeah, I'm not giving anything for free right now to Prophecy. It's all going to come at a cost. You can see Czech as well left on 2 HP. Even if he tries to cross, oh, should have been taken down there. He's just going to reface into it, hoping he could do something. There's the first kill of an upgraded pistol coming out though. NK Deegs down, takes out KS, and leaves him in a 2 versus 4.
Prophecy right now is about doing economical damage to Reason Gaming. How many guns can they take out of the arsenal of Reason? And try and slowly but surely whittle down that CT economy, force out an eco or a weird buy once eventually they do have rounds on the board. Nearly a second one there, NK was lining up that second shot. If you remember, Jack, as well, going into the first week, we were always told it's all down to NK, right? Will he have a star performance and carry Prophecy over the finish line? It's starting to look a bit more warmer this week. Obviously, last week it was fairly quiet. I think the whole team was essentially versus Method, but nevertheless here. Gecko down the 1 versus 3. No Kevlar has the M4 there on a flashbang. Can he take out another gun here from Reason?
Gecko Back in on the site, 10 seconds to play with, so he's going to have to get that bomb down fast. He will charge straight through, just going to attempt to do so. Tessa's coming in, sprays through just in the nick of time, will deny the bomb plant and find the frag.
7-4 now. I heard the word Glocks there. Don't speak Danish, but I heard Glocks. Did they think that last one was a force buy and now they're eco? Or did they call they had Glocks? That's you know, that's the catch-22. Is Reezy Gaming expecting a eco right now from Prophecy? Are they going to get over aggressive and give away the early kill? Let's find out here. Orb once again up to Menta. This time he has Kevlar, 5 AKs for the Bulgarians, but they're not going to play this one fast yet. As I say that, look at the aggression here from Ming.
Yeah, straight in towards the bomb site, trying to play around these smokes. He's been doing this countless times in the past, but he bypasses Basso. It's just Test that's there. NK comes in with the opening frag as well. This is good. Finally, they have the entry. They've got side control. They can try and stab here from Ivy as well when the timing favors them. They've set themselves up for a good round.
But can they hold on to the advantage here, Jack? Once these smoke fades, they're not really in a good position here. The two players plus pop. Ming, he has to go huge towards Sandwich.
Oh, if he finds the kill on Haste, though, it allows Ivy control, but he will fall. Rocking is a little bit late to arrive on the scene as well, so Haste just finding out those warning shots. If he goes down with a bomb on him as well, it's going to be an awful play. Had to try and pass it back to his teammate Haste. Still dubious if there is actual a play going down towards Ivy. Will restructure, but Basso's coming to hold the angle.
Prophecy right now recalibrating their T side here. In the 4 versus 4, they need to show some presence towards the B side. You can see Minutes there's alone with the orb. But now they get the kill towards Pop Dog as well. Haste with the re-aggression here, gets all the information he needs.
Oh, Haste caught off guard as he was bounding around like a bit of a fool there. Could have been killed as he was in an awkward angle. KS will strike, takes down NK. Basso as well, still doing damage. It's all on Zek, so he'll find his first headshot of the round. Reloads his rifle, ready to run rampant even further into this one as he shuts down KS. There's the spam on towards Minette. He's making it happen, Snods. It would need to be the 4K to win the round. The peak came through, but Basso was too hot to handle.
Close but no cigar there. 8-4 now. Reezy Gaming doubling the scoreline here from Prophecy. And Prophecy the ones to win that T-pistol. In terms of the buy rounds here, it's basically gone 7-1, oh sorry, 8-1 ever since that pistol. Going to be the EK coming from Prophecy. Just going to be, once again, Deagles here onto a few players, Glocks and some upgraded pistols here, left, right, and center. Ming, though, does have Kevlar this time, so in case they do pick up an M4, they might be able to wield it.
Oh, this nade could be huge as well, the amount of splash damage that is going to do. Look how low they are. It's going to be an easy spray. That's the Molotov coming through as well. Sabasso and KS just dominating towards B. No chance of getting in the site and getting that bomb plant down into this round. Mick will eventually find a frag, though, back towards Basso, and it's just left on him. He has the CZ still in his hands, wielding it as he sprints up towards KS, but he will beat him.
9-4 now, 5-round advantage so far from the side of Reezy Gaming. 15 kills for Basso. Do you want to learn an interesting fact about him, Jack?
Sure.
Goes to an esports school.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine that, not doing PE or physical activity, just playing Counter-Strike instead. How does that sound?
Sounds alright, doesn't it?
Sounds pretty good, mate, actually, yeah. Anyway, it's definitely paying off, isn't it? Gonna be 5-round advantage here for the CT side. Orp again out for Zek. Haven't really been seeing too much finesse with this so far. Trying to go for the wallbang towards Connect, obviously. Manette's been playing there very heavily, but hasn't found any success here so far. KS here with some aggression towards the B side. He's playing alone, so if he does fall, could give up a fair chunk of control here to the T side.
More of a slower round for Prophecy as well. We saw their burst towards the A-bomb site. It's not working out as effectively as they imagined they would. So they've started to switch it up a little bit. Nice smoke comes in as well, so Reezy can try and take a bit of map control deep in towards mid-main here.
Tessa's here, close playing anti-flash. Also got Basso as well with the aid. They have 2 players rotated towards the B site now, especially after taking control of A main. Oh, the leg comes out towards Rockin as well. Reezy Gaming maybe lacking some pop dog control, but after that first kill as well, it's going to be the man advantage here. Once again for Reezy Gaming, Prophecy unable to establish any confidence or anything going in their favor towards the early portions of their rounds. It feels like all their kills are when it's a 1 versus 4 or 1 versus 3 or something where the odds are heavily stacked against them.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late at that point to go as big as they have been. Manette as well, scoped in. Ooh, does miss the opening shot, but he's immediately got the smoke to go down. Ward off the line of sight, stop Prophecy from just charging through and attempted to get in there. Playing around the little close angle as well. Did fire back. They're going to be a fast play off the back of the flashbang, because if they get the kill on Minette, maybe there's some potential. But they bypass him, Snods. They're a little bit confused as they've got into the back line. This is an awkward round so far. Czgo straight on towards the site. He wants to go for the immediate plant as well as the push is coming through. Basso gets that kill. Basso ready for more. Time's ticking away. Executes Gecko. It's all up to NK, who has now gone down on the floor as well. It's on Mink. 3 seconds. He can't do anything. He just needs to stay alive here and not die after time.
Oh, you see, gets spotted out here towards Old Bomb. But eventually will survive the timer. If you die after time, you get no round loss bonus. And you're left with 0 in the bank. Basso there, I believe he's 17, 18. But, oh yeah, obviously still in school, so it must be. But so far so good from him. How many kills is he on? 17 for Basso. And for the start of Prophecy, the player really stepping up is Ming. But then again, as you mentioned before, right, all these kills come where the round's already lost. 2 versus 5s, 1 versus 4s. Let's see if we can get some dominance here from Prophecy early on.
Talking about dominance, I think it's going to be coming out from Reason as KS peeks in immediately with the ult. Wanted to try and get the opening frag. Does get tagged down and forced to fall back, but there's the kill nevertheless. Still takes out Mink, and that's a huge entry. He's been so useful in allowing Prophecy to do anything into the round, and all of a sudden it's starting to come up blue. Reason just ripped their way through, leaving it on NK with 17 HP, trapped and confused. Grabs the bomb. There's no point trying to go for the plant into this one. He's trying to get those kills, will fall, an 11-4 half in favor of Reason. Prophecy, we expected more from them.
Well, and you saw how the rounds went there as well on your screens when we saw the scoreboard. Prophecy win that pistol, and from there forward, they're only able to get 1 round. Needless to say, a similar performance to what we saw last week when they had a 12-3 half versus Method. Then again, we saw Prophecy actually step up and show some form last week in the second half, Jack. Can they try and replicate that and do exactly what Reason Gaming did to them, but vice versa?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, what have they got on their CT half that they can bring to the table? The thing is, though, in theory, when we look at it, they should be better as a team on that T side, where they can be more aggressive, where they can take the fights, peek into angles. Mink was showing
and
that.
They group up as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, last week, they got 12-3 on their CT half. This week, they've been 11-4 after winning the pistol on their T half. Can they go 2 for 2 for pistols here and try and get to 10 rounds as a bare minimum? As currently they are the only team without a point on that overall scoreboard so far.
Yeah, need to try and reset themselves, get their heads held higher after this display. Need to attempt to bring it back on their CT half, but will they be able to? When we dive back into the action, it should be good to see. I mean, more so as well, we have seen great individual plays, but as you were saying, it's way too far into the late rounds. Where they can actually get themselves now into a stable situation with their economy, if they get the opening pistol round, then there's potential. But the thing is as well, there's always that to look at. If they lose the early pistol...
Yeah, it's pretty much over. Yeah. Right? When you look at it, especially because on their CT side as well, if you lose that pistol, it's not as if you can get the bomb down on the T side, eco 1 round, have a buy in that 3rd round. They're going to be on the CT half. If they lose the pistol, they'll probably lose the force buy and the eco. Jack, that's going to be 14-4, 10-round advantage, Reason 2 away from closing it out. At that point, you do just say fair play. Anyway, though, round number 16 now, the 2nd pistol. Prophecy, they picked up the 1st one with a play towards the B side. Let's see if Reason Gaming can try and mimic that. So far, it's the exact same pistol. 2 players towards Ali, 1 player holding an off angle, and 3 goes toward B.
Oh, the push is coming through, though, out towards Ivy. Minette and Co get caught off guard, but the HG comes in, and the smoke to try and hold them back. Rockin finds the early headshot. Minette is just trapped there, struggling right now to keep them at bay. They need to know where the other players are as well. Pop dot control comes through, but Zek executes 1. KS drops down. Minette is just struggling as he stands by. Couldn't even peek in towards them. Prophecy, they took that round with dominance.
A lifeline now for Prophecy. There's a chance for them into this one. We can see they have skill. There's definitely skilled players on this Bulgarian side, but as soon as the grenades come to play, the strats and the setups and the strategy and the tactics are what's needed in these buy rounds. They just melt, essentially. Obviously, when you look at Minette and Haste and whatnot, you're expecting tactical depth from those players, right? Bringing that to the lineup, and it shows definitely on their CT side. They had great setups, great plays, and also for the younger players as well, Tessus and Basso, the players that are playing close towards team main, towards Electric, towards Sandwich. These are young players playing with confidence, so you can tell already, for Reason Gaming, it's a calm and confident environment in that team.
Yeah, they never really seem to let their heads droop too low down. They always seem pretty alert about the situation, never really getting overly emotional. Prophecy, though, it seems like it might have hit them a little bit hard. They've got that emotional reset now. You get the opening pistol round, what more can they do with it? Minette doesn't want to bite off more than he can chew here towards mid, as they do set themselves up for a late round B play.
Still a 5 versus 5 here. Reason Gaming go for the force buy. Minette has the deagle, so we can buy an orb into the first buy round here on that T side. Smoke here onto haste for lower, and a flash as well from Basso and Tessus. Smoke comes out, flashes as well. Let's see if they can get this first kill and try and take control of that site and go forward from there.
Oh, HE comes in, it's going to bounce his way up. A little bit of damage on haste. Didn't do as much as I expected it to. Gecko just waiting as well with the UMP. That's a massive tag as he will be able to eliminate everyone on the cross. He'd imagine, but the deagle shot comes through with KS. He's rotated around, got himself into a bit of a better angle as they fall into a 3 versus 3. The bomb is down.
No kit right now for the CT side, so if Reason Gaming can play the time here, there's definitely a chance. Basso as well finds another one. 2 kills for him, and it's going to be the young guns in this one. The 2 versus 2 begins.
Oh, they're on the retake, but Tess is finding headshots galore right now as he does damage with the deagle. It's all up to Rockin. Goes up into the elevated angle. He has the Famous, drops down. There's 1 kill, needs to get the second. Basso has no reason to face right now, but he doesn't have the Molotov, so he went for the dry peek, finds the kill anyway, shuts them down, and Reason win the round.
12 to 5 in the reset. Going to be coming to fruition here for the Bulgarian side. Is that the final nail in the coffin here for Prophecy? The minions happy, but I don't think the Bulgarians are.
Yeah, going to be a little bit sad. A little bit let down.
Yeah, definitely. 4 for 14 for Gecko. Not the performance we're expecting from him. Round of 18 here. 12 to 5. Going to be the force by coming from Prophecy. Early aggression from NK, and as well backed up by Rocking. Do get the first kill finally.
Nice opener. They actually further it as well. Zek comes in with a scout. Thing is, with the buy they've gone for, is look as Zek roams around, gets a few tags out on these players. He can soften them up so much. His upgraded pistols can make mincemeat out of them in seconds. And they've actually done a lot of damage into this round so far.
Yeah, exactly. Attack with that scout. Puts the player down to what, 30 HP. There's 2 shots of the Seas out of 1 shot with the Eagle, so definitely makes it... Definitely changes the odds heavily. Problem is, though, they've lost another player as well. 1 minute 10 left on the clock. It bomb towards Whitehall, slowly shifting towards the A side. I feel like the A side is the correct side to go for. You want the longer range duels. You have a smoke there onto Bass, so you can smoke a connector, you can smoke sandwich. Flash yourselves out, try get out of T main, on top of Blue Train, towards Electric, and try and take those duels versus the pistols. You have to be wary though about that scout.
It's true. That is where the impact can lie. Reason now tiptoeing out, and with a Wolfpack style CS as they want to try and take the hit towards the A bomb site. 40 seconds on the clock, so they can take their time, clear these angles. No reason to do anything stupid, as they will just walk through.
3 versus 3 here, 30 seconds left. The bomb towards Green Train. Smoke comes out towards Connector. Minette finds the kill onto NK, and now we do have the advantage finally for Reason Gaming. It was looking good early on for Prophecy, but no Kevlar there for the scout. What can you really do in this scenario unless someone peeks you and gives away their kill?
Yep, they're going to have to try and play for trades, but he gets the free frag anyway. Finds the angle. Minette nearly gets the shot off as well, back towards Tess. It's all on Gecko here. He has the kit. He's got the deagle. But can he find these frags as he makes his play, and time's ticking away incredibly rapidly now. He has to try and jump on the bomb to force the face. They peek him, but it is going to go in favor of Reason once more.
13 to 5 now. Reason Gaming 3 away from claiming this one. Force by not working out for Prophecy. And now the question is, do you eco allow Reason Gaming to get to 14? Do you force buy again because you need rounds so imperatively? But it seems like they will be going for the eco. Going to go for the nade stack towards Team A, and I imagine try and get an early kill and see if they can have a magical round, essentially. Try and pull cat out of the bag.
Yeah, they need some kind of lifeline. And the all-out aggression go towards B as well just makes this round incredibly easy for Reason. They can just storm in. They're already going to have map control. Retake with just USPs is it's going to be quite hard, but Zek does damage anyway. He finds the headshot on KS.
It's almost like we're seeing the pistol round all over again. Another kill as well. A 3 versus 4 here. Some chances for the side of Prophecy as they do have the advantage, but you can see having no weapons, no Kevlar as well, things do not really go in their favor. 1 versus 2 though.
Basso is the major lifeline for Reason, though. He's been able to pick up so many rounds from forced into a 1v1 as well. Rocking versus Tess. Look how low he is. He's been tacked down to 40 HP. He's got a rifle, and he's got something to play with as well. But it's AK being grabbed by Rocking. Good to smell the feet as he lands the shot, drops down, can grab the defuse. It's going to be a 6th round for Prophecy. They deny Reason from getting so close to that match point.
You saw what Prophecy did there. They went for the 4-man nade stack towards A main. As soon as they saw no one towards Team main, they instantly had a 5-man rush towards the inner site. And in that 5 versus 5, they were able to land the headshots, get the dinks in. And you saw in that 2 versus 1 there, both players were low. Both players were 1 shot away from going down to a USP headshot. Nevertheless, though, 13-6, you still have to be favouring Reason Gaming to close this one out here with a victory. But actually, just to add, caveat, now there's a chance for the 10th round here, Prophecy to get a point.
Smoke's going to be coming through. That is true. If they can get themselves those 10 rounds, at least they'll have something from this, some kind of redeemable factor. Haste immediately in, but Rockin just spam through. So Smoke finds the kill. Nicely played from Czgo as well. The high octane style of CS seems to be starting to come out again. Prophecy, they need to go for these flashier, faster plays. It's what they're good at. Tess will respond though. Takes down Mink as they fall into a 3v4.
Tessus could force a rotation towards the A side. He's done just that. Look at this, 3 players here from Prophecy, leaving just 1 player. Gecko alone towards that B site, and now Reason Gaming, they know that the B site is theirs.
2 players remain. Reason have control. They've got the molly for the after plant, but Zek strikes again, takes down Minette. It's all on KS here. He's not in a great position for where this bomb is planted for as well, but he gets the tag out. Tries to take down Zek. The push is coming through. He knows there's so many players close by, and he gets a bit overwhelmed. Will fall to Rocking. Prophecy, a 7th round now.
Tessus there. 2 kills towards outside. Sailed a great fake there, but unfortunately for the side of Reason, he was the only player able to get kills in that round, even though Reason Gaming did have control of that bomb site. Nevertheless, though, 30-7 now. With the bomb going down, are we going to be seeing a decent half-buy, quasi-buy coming out from Reason Gaming? Or are they just going to simply take a round of the chin, eco 1 round, and then come back full force into round number 22? And it seems like we'll be doing the latter here, going for the save. Kevlar only bought onto Basso there, but still has 2,000 in the bank. They've lost, what, 2 rounds in a row, so they will get 2.4k. They can have a buy with grenades, so we could be seeing an execution in round number 22.
Gone for the Deagle buy though. A couple of these in play. See if they can actually find the nice little long-range openers to assert some dominance against Prophecy. Right now just being slowed down. Prophecy, they have the utility to play with, so they're going to be able to spread that out across the map, slow down everything, try and run through as much of the clock as possible.
Speaking of the clock, 1 minute 25 left on the timer. When you are playing versus an anti-eco on your CT side, you want to have the AWP, the rotate player, towards connector, aiding Gecko in this scenario here, the B anchor. Let's see if he can land the shots though.
Zach, skipping in. Holding this angle, seeing if there is going to be a push coming out. Right now, will strike first, get 1, take down KS, try to get the second, but Tess fires back with a Deagle. There's Gecko responding as well. Charges straight enough, he denies the bomb plant. This will be a sublime play. He needs to try and deny that cash, and he will do so as well. Another frag for Gecko. Nice little 3K, ferocious stuff.
No bomb going down there for Reason Gaming. Does that signal no AWP into the hands of Minette? I guess we're about to find out here, Jack. 4.750, so we can buy the AWP and go glass cannon. The question is, if Reason Gaming do an execution, do you really need the AWP? Just do the smokes. Obviously, if you buy the AWP there, you have no utility, right? So you want to have the smokes to get the bomb down, but you also want the smokes to hold off the CTs for the retake. You can't just extinguish all of your utility instantly.
This is a bit awkward. The actual aggression on display, but somehow KS gets that nice shot off. Gecko falls as well. It looked like there was a lot of potential on there on the aggressive burst strategy, but Basso trades it.
They made so much noise though, Jack, going for that rush. You saw instantly KS had backup there from Basso. Usually he would be towards Pop Dog. KS would be alone, but it's because they herded like elephants essentially up that ramp. They gave away the call far too early, and you saw Basso there able to aid his teammate and go 2 for 1 in that scenario. And 2 for 1 trade on your T side, you can't really be asking for more. It's been the man advantage here, 4 versus 3. With 1 minute 10 left on the clock here, bomb towards T-spawn as well. Reason Gaming slowing this round down. They're expecting a counter-aggression from Prophecy. Well, some information to be gathered, right? If Prophecy stay how they are right now, they will lose the round. They have no information. Unless someone goes huge, but you can't really bank on big plays here. You need some information to be able to back up your rotations.
NK. Just waiting underneath Pop Dog once more, seeing if anyone is going to push into his domain. As Reason slowly attempt to regroup. Oh, he's going for a bold strategy here, though. Works his way up behind them. He gets in the rear. He can try and find this kill on towards Basso. This is huge now. They get it back into a 3 versus 3, Snuds.
I was going to say there was a chance, but they have it. Tessus from Ali will catch Ming off guard and down to 2 versus 3. There are kits and utility here for the CT side, so maybe there still is hope.
We saw Zek do damage with a scalp. Now he's back on his favourable weapon, the AWP. Let's see what more he can do. Finds 1 kill. Haste in the elevated angle as well. They're just waiting. Not even overextending, just holding close, watching ladder.
2 versus 2 here. Do the kit here. But nevertheless, though, look where Reason Gaming are towards Heaven and towards Sandwich. Such a hard round here for Prophecy to win, especially because it's planted for haste.
Yeah, he's going to try and jump on the bomb, but will force the face from haste, and it's an easy kill for him. It's all up to Czgo now, and loses his head once more. That AWP goes down. They can scavenge that as well, and they do so.
14-8 now. Question is, how much money, Jack, has Prophecy been able to build up over these rounds that they've won? Will they be able to afford a goodbye into this one? How's their money going to be looking? Going into round number 23, and you can see it's very weak.
Yeah.
Unless Rockin's been dropped a gun, that you can see he hasn't. So CZ for him. Still, though, decent. 3 rifles, AWP down to Czgo. He's had some good rounds here on the CT side. Obviously, on the T half, we didn't really sing his praises too much. Gecko again towards B. He's been really the anchor that they've needed, but already it's faced.
Bit awkward, but he goes down. He was caught with his pants around his ankles. He wanted to try and go for the fast information peek. He will fall immediately. Czgo as well, attempting to respond with this AWP. Mink's doing damage, as they will still have the man advantage into this fight. And look how low KS and Basso are.
Exactly. Now, finally, a round that actually favors Prophecy, and last minute can add a nice no-scope here onto Ming. Oh, the timing, and he gets it as well. That must be 4 versus 3 POV there. Nevertheless, they're passing out in the smoke here towards Train. Can he work his magic again?
Basso plays around the smoke, will push through, but the CZ of Rocking overpowers him. There's the headshot from KS as well, though, as he just holds. He's just got to play around Bomb Train, wait for the face to come towards him. He's still doing damage. Look how low he's getting them. It's an easy spray to finish off NK. Czgo's the last man left alive. He doesn't have a lot of time. He has the kit. It's almost as good as over as he charges in. KS, another headshot as well. A fantastic way to secure themselves match point.
There you have it. You said it yourself there. Match point now for the Danish side. 7 chances as well, which means 7 rounds are needed for Prophecy to get this into a draw, into overtime. But then again, look, 15-8. Prophecy, they're 2 rounds away from establishing that 10th round, getting 1 point at least. But if they lose here again, Jack, and they're the only team that still hasn't got a point after 2 weeks, they could definitely fall behind early on.
It's true. Back to a broken buy as well. 3 CZs, a pharmacy UMP. And more importantly, there's only the 1 kit, Snods. The only smoke they had has already been lobbed out. They've just got 2 flashbangs to aid them. There's a minute 30 left on the clock. This is not ideal.
Precisely. They have nothing really to warden off Recent Gaming. Basso now. Seems like he's the king of the smokes here. Stewie, DK. Spots one play, gets 1, but eventually gets traded out by NK. But you can see again another 2-for-1 trade going in favor of Recent Gaming. Give them the advantage. Now they're just playing versus Pistols and an SMG. This should be 60-8 here, Jack.
It's true. Setting up to be the round that they need to win at this point. Gecko groups up with the rest of his teammates. Seems like they are stacking more so towards the A-bomb site. Now playing 1 to either side, just with player and connector waiting. Gecko has the information towards B. He's going to be in the frontline infantry as well. He gets a kill, but he's traded back. Mink rotates over to try and snipe away with the UMP, but it's just not achievable from that distance. Rockin is the only remaining member of that Bulgarian side. Let's see if he has anything up his sleeve. The smoke goes down, plays close on Bomb Train, just wants to try and push around on the angle. We'll get the spray. Oh no! KS bounds up into the sky, finds the 1-tap with the AK. A very flamboyant way to end the first game of the day.
16-8. Prophecy, you would expect it as well, winning both pistols. What's that? I mean, obviously they got ecoed on their second one, but from that you get 4 rounds, 3 in the first half, 1 in the second half before they lost the force buy. 4 rounds alone just on pistols. So when you look at the scoreboard in terms of buy rounds and you take out the factor of those pistols, you're looking at a 16-4.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Overall, an incredibly odd game is the way it went down. You could just see a lot of close, awkward rounds that were just won off the better man in that scenario. I think that's just the way you got to give it. But right now, let's head back over to the better man himself. It's Tom Deacon on the desk.
Oh, you're too kind. Snods and Jackie, thank you so much for that. Match 1 in the bank. 16-8 it finished to Reason. Next up, analysis plus Endpoint versus XL. Best of British and Ireland to come.